When I was born, my parents were very happy. They wanted a boy, they got a boy, and boy oh boy, what a boy. There was a bad bit of poetry, I know. Growing up in the 90s was fun. Being the only child, I was pampered. School was great. I had a lot of friends. I excelled in studies, theater, quiz, elocution, you name it, and I was good at it. I loved to play. Cricket was my first love, and Sachin Tendulkar, my first hero. Football and Manchester United took over in later years. Glory, glory, Man United. I aced my 10th grade exams, and it was decided that I would study science. All bright kids study science, they said. It is known. So I also studied science. We moved towns, we came to Margao. I did not like the change. In fact, I hated it. I lost interest in studies, blundered my way through my 12th grade exams, and arrived in a Bachelor of Pharmaceutical Sciences program. If you ask me what I was doing there, I have no clue. First year went well, and in the second year, my life changed completely. This is when my eyesight started going down. At the age of 7, I was diagnosed with a condition called Retinitis Pigmentosa. It's an incurable, rare genetic condition in which your sight degrades over a period of time until you become totally blind. This never affected me as a child until I reached second year of college. That's when it showed up. I first noticed it when I was having difficulty reading the board. Handling lab equipments, writing my own exam papers became not manageable at all. Naturally, we tried everything, but this condition has got no treatment, so nothing worked. I was devastated. I felt despair, fear, and then finally anger. Like, why me? What did I do wrong to deserve something like this? And there was a time where it was probably the darkest time of my life. I sat at home, I dropped out of college, I had lost my confidence, and I did nothing for a long, long time. Let me just take a moment here and tell you something interesting about me. Let's get rid of all this gloom and doom, shall we? I take long showers, like really long. My mom often complains about this, not that I listen. But it's the time I use mostly for thinking. And when I was at home doing nothing, during one of these long thinking shower sessions of mine, as I like to call them, I was hit with a realization that my life was just passing me by. What was I doing, staying at home, doing nothing, just crying? I said something had to change. I said enough is enough, let's do something about it, and I actually did. Some invisible barrier in my mind was broken that day. And remember one thing, the first barrier you got to break will be the one in your mind always. So the first thing I did was teach myself something called a screen reader. Now what's a screen reader, you ask? It's a piece of software that makes your electronic devices talk. Let me show you a video. So that's me using the computer with a keyboard. And that's me using my phone with gestures. That's a fantasy family game I'm playing. Yeah. So I slowly learned how to navigate the file systems, create and read Word documents, even browse the internet, and as you saw there, even write computer programs, just using touch and sound. And something amazing happened. Like magic, I realized I could actually see using just sound. A massive barrier was broken. And this led to incredible possibilities. I started browsing the internet, checking for what blind people actually did with their lives. And then I encountered a story. Karthik was born totally blind. He became the first blind student to study science at CBSE board in standard 12. He wanted to study engineering at IITs, but they denied him admission. So instead, he went to the US, got a bachelor's and master's in computer science, and was working in Microsoft at the time I read his story. He's a very good friend of mine today, but back then when I read his story, I was like, wow, this is amazing. I want to do something like this, right? and a quest began. Now here, I'd like to give you my first learning, that is accept adversity as an opportunity to grow. But standing between me and getting a computer science degree, there were several barriers. Barrier number one was I did not have the required prerequisites to get into a CS degree program. I fixed this by re-answering my 12th again, taking mathematics and computer science papers, studying them as a blind student, and clearing the exams. Barrier broken. The next barrier was getting admission to college as a blind student. Now, after many setbacks, a lot of meetings, justifications, letters written, mails exchanged, back and forth, I finally got admission to a college that transformed my journey. Another barrier was broken. When I arrived in college, the initial days were kind of tough. I had my own doubts. Will I fit in? How will other students react to a blind student? But with the help of some great teachers and some amazing friends, my life started becoming easier. Certain accommodations had to be made, like course material given to me in digital format, MCQs conducted wherever possible. I was even allowed to use my computers to type out exam papers. Slowly and steadily, I progressed. And 3 years of blood, sweat, and real tears later, I just did not get a computer science degree, but with a record score, I topped the entire university. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I never miss a chance to brag about this on any stage, by the way. And here, I'd like to offer you my second learning, that is seek support to strengthen yourself. Now, there was no stopping me. Felicitations followed, press coverage happened. I soon got a master's degree. That was easy. And then I was ready for the real world. People suggested, go take up a job, Ankur. Government sector, probably. Look through the disability quota, it's easy. I also had an offer from a big tech consulting firm. My parents don't know about this. Well, now they do. I rejected them all. And I started my own firm with a couple of my friends. I always wanted to be an entrepreneur, by the way. So we set up this tech firm focused on helping businesses achieve digital transformation. We were gonna be the next big things, baby. That's what we thought. With a lot of hopes and absolutely no money, we started. Now, initial days were good, but then as they say, man plans and God laughs. The pandemic hit. Business was slow. Our business was not an exception. We had to break up our team. The first co-founder left, and then the other. I was left all alone, and the company's survival was at stake. Another low point in my life. I sure do a lot of these low moments. But do you think I was going to give up on my dreams that easily? I think you know me by now. No way, Jose. I said I will revive the firm. I built up a small team, slowly started attracting local clients, then national ones, and eventually international clients. In 2021, we got a chance to work on a project with the United Nations. I guess we are playing in the big leagues now. And in 2022, I was recognized as the Best Disabled Employer Award by the government of Goa. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was a proud moment as well. And here, I'd like to give you my third learning, that is kindle purpose through passion, empathy, and compassion. Now, you might be wondering, why am I telling you all of this? Well, I had to lose my sight to gain a vision. You don't have to. I'll give you a simple 3-step process that you can follow to break any barriers you face and achieve incredible success in your life. I call it the ASK framework, where A stands for accept. Remember that acceptance is the first step towards recovery. S is for seek. Seek support, seek guidance, seek knowledge. And K stands for kindle. Kindle some purpose in your life. It's in short, ask and you shall receive. Remember what Helen Keller once said, the only worse thing than being blind is having sight but no vision. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. When I look back at my life today, I don't think I've done anything great. I've just taken a longer route to get here. making tons of mistakes along the way. Now, let me tell you, making mistakes is okay as long as you learn from them. I read somewhere that if you want to succeed fast, you have to double the rate of your failures. I say fail fast and learn faster. I also had to make a lot of choices in my life, if you see. When I lost my sight, the choice was whether I was going to sit at home, do nothing, or go out there and do something about it. The second choice was to be pitied upon or to be envied at. And the third choice was to choose security with a job or to choose freedom with entrepreneurship. Sometimes in life, remember, you have to make the hard choices. But as we Man United supporters say, you always do it the hard way. Now, finally, in life, remember, whatever you do, wherever you go, any stage you reach, you will encounter barriers, some small, some huge. But find the courage and the determination in your heart, and whatever the barrier, you face it and you break it. Fear, you break it. Doubt, you break it. Rejection, you break it. Stereotypes, you break it. Discrimination, you break it. Any barriers you face, you break them all. And before I go, I leave you with an idea. Success is achieved based on how you choose to view your situation, even when you're blind. It's all about the power of your mind. And that is an idea worth spreading. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Yes.